Welcome to my channel where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. Businessmen in southeast Nigeria are not happy. They are not happy with the customs service of Nigeria. And what is at the root of their anger or their unhappiness? They are alleging that goods heading to southeast from Lagos after they have been imported into the country are being hijacked, allegedly, by the Nigerian Customs Service for no justifiable reason. Now, Southeast business people have been complaining for years about the ill treatment that they receive from the Nigerian Customs Service. And they are beginning to feel that this ill treatment was deliberate and targeted at businessmen from the region. Now, this came to the fore recently when the chairman and chief executive officer of Juhel Pharmaceutical. Juhel is a leading pharmaceutical company in Nigeria, and the chairman and chief executive officer, Dr. Ifeanyi Okoye, had lamented about the targeted clampdown on Southeast businesses by the Nigerian Customs Service. Now, Okoye narrated this incident during Southeast stakeholders meeting or roundtable to discuss about the state of business in the region. And then it so happened that this coincided with the flag off of the Light Up Nigeria projects in Southeast by Vice President Kashim Shettima. Now, at that panel session, Okoye, speaking on behalf of Southeast business community, appealed to the federal government to ensure that imported goods coming to Southeast from Lagos were not subjected to undue reasons other than that they are owned by an Igbo man. What he's saying that when the customs discover that a convoy, a truck is owned, or the goods in the truck is owned by an Igbo businessman and heading to Southeast, they do everything possible to frustrate the Igbo businessman for no justifiable reason. Once they know that it's an Igbo man that owns the goods, they begin to act funny. That's what he said. And this is what Dr. Okoye told the vice president who was there when he was commenting, because this is not like hearsay. He was speaking about his problem in the presence of the vice president, Kashim Shettima, who was in Enugu at the time. So, Your Excellency, sir, please use your good office to ensure that goods coming to Southeast were not hijacked by Nigerian customs for no justifiable reasons. A few weeks ago, a truck I hired to convey imported manufacturing equipment for my company was hijacked and seized for 5 days by Nigerian Customs Service officers. All the papers and the receipt for the equipment were shown to them, yet it was seized for no reason. For us to retrieve the truck and equipment from them I had to pay over 200,000 naira because the product is meant for Southeast, because the product is owned by an Igbo man, he said. Now, Okoye's experience in the hands of the customs service is very common in the Southeast. So he is not the first to narrate this, but it is good that he said it in the presence of the Vice President. Because also recently, the other business people have spoken out about this sad situation, to the level that they have complained in the media and elsewhere about what they are passing through in the hands of the customs in the Southeast. Now, in all this complaint by the business people from Southeast, they have singled out the customs service for complaint. Of course, we know that in the Southeast, the roads are filled with all kinds of checkpoints. The roads are filled with all kinds of checkpoints. Both the police, the army, the what have you. But in their own case, they are singling out the customs service, because the customs service is not only disrupting the free flow of goods and services in the region. The custom had even gone to the point of raiding markets, because according to them, the custom has hundreds of checkpoints across Southeast. But that was not enough, because even the presence of these customs, because when the goods are coming into the country, the customs ought to have checked everything and all that. Yet, when they are moving in from Lagos to the Southeast, they are subjected to all kinds of harassment, and they are attributing it because of their ethnicity, that they are being punished because they are Igbo. Because according to them, people of other ethnicity who are into the business of importation do not suffer the same fate. They are being singled out and targeted. That's what I say. And it is good that government listening to them. And it's, in the case of Okoye, he said it in the presence of the Vice President. I don't know how far the Vice President will go in calling the customs to order. But this appears to be systemic. Now, one of the people that raised this allegation was the president of our Abia State Amalgamated Traders Association, ASMATA, Sir Alphonsus Udeibo, who said that these have negatively impacted on the conduct of business in the region and free flow of goods and services. So why should the Southeast businessman be punished unnecessarily just because he's from Southeast? He has to pay a heavier price for bringing in goods into the country, for bringing in equipment that will help him to manufacture pharmaceutical products that will benefit the whole nation. Why do our customers allegedly continue in this kind of way? And we expect that this economy will do well. We expect that Nigeria will join the rank of developed countries of this world if we continue in this manner, in this ethnic and religious bigotry that has not produced anything positive for this country since independence. Why should the Nigerian Customs Service be allowed to run down businesses in the Southeast just because they don't like the faces of people of Southeast to participate in the economic activities in the country. Or what is the reason? What are their reasons? Why did they flood the whole Southeast with customs checkpoints, which you don't find in other parts of Nigeria? That's what they're complaining about. In any case, these goods, before they leave the ports in Lagos, had already been checked. Yet, you flood the whole place with hundreds of checkpoints, all because you want to frustrate people of Southeast from doing their business, legitimate business that adds value to Nigeria. And we know that Southeast is one of the productive zones in this country in terms of manufacturing, in terms of adding value to products, in terms of adding value to raw materials, both imported and local. Yet the customs service is hell-bent on frustrating them because of ethnic consideration, religious consideration, or whatever. That is not right. The cry of Southeast businesses, if truly the Tinubu administration is business friendly, if truly want to attract investors, should look at the cry of the Southeast businessmen. You cannot pretend that you want investors in your country. You run from United Arab Emirates to Saudi Arabia to everywhere in the Gulf region looking for investors. But the investors that you have at home, which are the most reliable investors, the investors at home, are being ill-treated in despicable manner because those who are in charge of the customs service do not like the faces of these investors at home because they did not belong to the right tribe or ethnicity. So how can you, in all honesty, think that people from other countries will bring their money when you are ill-treating the ones at home, the most important of your investors? Because foreign investors are not the people that are going to develop this country. Those who believe that foreign investors are the ones that are going to develop Nigeria, they are living in fool's paradise. It is Nigerians that will develop this country. It is Nigerian investors that will develop this country. It is Nigerian manufacturers that will develop this country. It is Nigerian importers that will develop this country. And not the American businessmen, and not the Japanese businessmen, not the German businessmen, who take away their money immediately they see any problem. It was not foreign investors that developed the Asian tiger nations. They looked inward, encouraged their manufacturers. It is not foreign investors that made India a powerhouse of manufacturing that it is today. Neither was it foreign investors that made China a hub of manufacturing of all kinds in the world today, and second largest economy in the world. It wasn't foreign investors that made it. China did not become big by foreign investors. It was when indigenous investors in China showed what they can achieve on their own, and they put China up there, that even the Americans and others began to go to China to establish companies. Because already the adequate environment have been created by the Chinese. And that is the same story all over the world. So Southeast having a comparative advantage in manufacturing, in industrialization, and what have you. The customs ought to have made their work easier by stopping the harassment of businessmen of that region so that they can concentrate in pulling this country out of poverty, in increasing the productivity in our nation. Because if there is any region that can pull this country out of underdevelopment to development, out of underdeveloped country to a developed country, it is the Southeast, where people are committed to manufacturing, where people are committed to adding value to raw materials, both imported and local, to create products that astounds the world. If truly Bola Ahmed Tinubu is serious about helping investors or creating the environment for businesses to thrive in Nigeria, he has to call the customs to order in their operations in the Southeast. Because for too long, Southeast have suffered in the hands of customs service. Not just the customs service. The whole place is flooded with all kinds of security checkpoints. Yet, this zone used to be the most peaceful zone in Nigeria. You don't see the kind of checkpoints you have in the Southeast in any other part of Nigeria. Look at the kidnapped school children in Kaduna State. They were kidnapped. There were no checkpoints around in the whole place. You can't get any part of Southeast that is not flooded with checkpoints of one kind or the other. Yet, where checkpoint is needed in the north, you see no checkpoints, no customs, no immigration, no police, no army, no nothing. And the bandits whisk away 300 students and their teachers. But in the Southeast, they flood everywhere just to frustrate business people from doing their business and collecting, allegedly, all kinds of kickbacks, which at the end is passed to the customers. Because all the monies that are paid to all these security operatives operating in Southeast, making life difficult there, are transferred in the goods that are produced. And then we'll be complaining that even goods produced in Nigeria, why is it not cheap? How can it be cheap when the customs and the other security agents are busy extorting money from Southeast businessmen and manufacturers? Government have to do something to address this matter if truly we are serious about extricating ourselves from the present economic crisis that the APC administration has put this country in the last 8 years. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it higher and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.